All right, good morning. Welcome to our 2016 Clayton County Public Schools Football Media Day. I want to thank all of our players and coaches for being in attendance and all our media representatives and media outlets for coming to this occasion. We look forward to a strong season in 2016. Jonesboro High School and Drew High School both reached the state quarterfinals last year. Both had historic seasons in the annals of their schools by having the most successful seasons in school history. We lost a lot of good players throughout the district, many of them having post-secondary opportunities and representing Clayton County and many colleges around the southeast and the nation. And we look forward to a lot of the young men that you'll see up here today having that same opportunity in the future. So without further ado, our coaches will come up. They will give you an outlook on the season, and then they will be happy to introduce some of their players, and we'll go forward. So first, we will have Coach Dorwin Lyles in Charles Drew High School.
Just want to introduce the players that I have with me this morning. I have junior, he's wearing number 9, Cedric Davenport, plays running back. Junior, Gary Tyner, number 4, playing quarterback. Senior, Lloyd Wheeler, playing receiver, he's number 11. I have a junior, Michael Latimer, playing defensive back, and he will be in number 5. Also have Nelson Armour, he's 49, who will be representing our team as well. Coming off the 2015 season and having a historic year with the talent that we had here and the guys that have left to move on to play collegiate football or graduated, just as all your programs have, we're looking forward to the opportunity for our younger players to develop and contribute and to continue the progress and success that we've had in our program. These gentlemen that are before you all contributed on a certain level on last season, and their contribution for this season will be very pivotal for our success. Cedric participated and played mostly in the slot position and was very productive with 10 touchdowns with very minimal touches. So we're looking forward to seeing his potential and what he'll contribute to us this season with more touches and more opportunities. Gary, surprisingly, Gary played linebacker last year. He played JV quarterback for us, and our JV team did very well last season. On varsity level, Gary was a linebacker and plays some defensive back, so it just talks about his toughness. So him being in our quarterback position will be very important for our productivity and our success. Lloyd, very doable receiver, will also contribute in our special team role and our return package, and we're looking forward to his contribution. MJ started on defense as a sophomore, led our region in interceptions and had a very good year. He made our region team, and if you recall some of our games last year, his productivity in playing the secondary was very instrumental in some of our postseason victories. The interception that we had against Woodland in the play-in game secured us a spot in the state tournament. So we're expecting a lot more from him as well in reference to his productivity and how our team will be successful in their contributions. Just as each year and every school here represented has transitions, and whether that be transition in players just graduating or the personnel or coaching staffs or things of that nature, we'll have a transitional period just as most of the schools here will. The summer has been very productive and the kids have been working very hard, and we're very excited about our upcoming season. And with the new region and a lot of the teams here that we'll be playing for the first time, playing Lovejoy for the first time in a game that matters, be real important and vital for us. We've played Monday's Meal. They've always been tough every year that we've played football. We've played Monday's Meal, so playing them is always a tough game. Playing Riverdale, haven't played Riverdale in a couple of years, so being right across the street from Riverdale will be a real important battle for us. Those guys always come ready to play. We'll be playing Jonesboro Jonesboro had a very productive season on last year, so the challenges are there against them and Mount Zion. You know, we've played Mount Zion a couple times in years past, and they've always played us tough. So every team, you know, that we're playing in the county with the region will be a real big challenge for us, and we're looking forward to the potential and opportunity that we have to be successful. I mean, as you saw, Nelson comes in. Nelson's a defensive lineman for us. He's a senior, he's number 49. Started last year. His productivity was very important and crucial for our success on last season, and we're looking forward for him to excel and exceed even what he did on last season. So as much as, you know, we look to do well this season, we pull for all you guys except when we play you. And hope that you all have great seasons and that you guys play safe, be safe, and everybody does well. All right, thank you.
I'd like to thank the administration and community of Forest Park for welcoming me and giving me the opportunity to serve these young men and their teammates. The outlook on the season will be more promising. We all know that Forest Park has had a recent history of not so much success on the gridiron. What I can tell you is that we'll be young, we'll be more disciplined, we will not beat ourselves. We'll be a little more physical, we'll be faster. And I'll stress again, we'll be more disciplined and we'll not beat ourselves. We've had a core group of about 35 to 40 guys that have been coming this summer and have seen significant gains in the weight room. They've committed to learning what we expect as coaches, to being good citizens in their homes, in the classroom, and on the football field. Again, we're going to be young. Out of the 35, 40 guys that have been coming, we probably only have about 8 or 9 juniors and seniors. We're going to play a lot of sophomores. We're going to be a sophomore-heavy team. We're going to be scrappy, but that comes with its own set of challenges. We are playing a non-region football schedule, so we're going to, out of our 10 games on our schedule, about 6 of those games are going against teams who are rebuilding like us. So that'll give us a chance to be competitive, gain some confidence, build the program. We do have a couple of powerhouse teams on the schedule as well. First and foremost, our crosstown rival, we're going to be playing them tomorrow. We expect that to be a spirited game as always. We'll be playing Locust Grove High School. They were a playoff team last year. We'll also be playing against Mary Persons, another playoff team, and we'll be going down to my alma mater, Camden County High School in South Georgia, playing them. So we do have a few measuring stick games on the schedule. We expect to be competitive in everything we do. At this point, I'd like to introduce you to Justin Eboibe. He's going to play defensive end and tight end for us. He's going to play on both sides of the ball. He's a sophomore, young guy, still figuring things out, but he's going to make an impact. Next up, number 53, Buck Cooper. This young man plays center, guard if I need him to, defensive tackle. And I'll tell you, I didn't know how good he was until he went down last year in week 2. Changed the outlook of my offensive and my defensive line. The man has worked hard to get himself back in football shape and is hands down the leader of my offensive and defensive line unit. Next up, number 15, sophomore, Tony Gonzalez. This guy he's made the most games out of anybody on my football team. This guy last year was just a spot player, position player as a freshman. He has committed himself to the weight room and technique. He is a tactician, learning his craft. He's going to play a lot at cornerback and some at wide receiver. Next up, number 2, Courtney Williams. He's going to line up and play all across the field. He played some quarterback and wide receiver last year. He'll do the same this year. He's going to play at wide receiver, cornerback, free safety, as well as quarterback as well. So he'll be recruited as an athlete in college. He's going to play for someone at the next level. He's a senior. We're expecting a lot out of him. He's gotten stronger. And lastly, number 11, Raeshawn Miser. I saw this young man last year. We recorded some of our JV games. I don't think he got to play at all on varsity. But I went back during the off season and was watching my JV tape. and I realized this man completed about 65% of his passes, only threw a few picks. First job of a quarterback is to protect the football. Now, he's in an intense quarterback competition with the man next to him, Courtney. But I'm telling you, I've seen this young man grow a lot as well, so that gave him the opportunity to compete. He's going to play at quarterback. We're going to find out who's going to lead the team first and foremost, but both of these gentlemen will play. So again, in summary, we're a more physical football team. We'll be a faster football team. We will be more disciplined. We're going to win some football games. Y'all continue to pray for Forest Park. Thank you for having us today. Next up, we'll have Coach D. Timothy Floyd from Jonesboro High School.
Good morning, I'm Coach Floyd from Jonesboro High School, and I have with me this morning Calder Mariah Jr. He's a tight end DN, although I question the glue. And we have my Tavion Brooks, who's a running back, defensive back. I'll start with a quick, we lost a lot of guys last year, so we're going through a rebuilding process. But that chapter's closed. We got these guys working hard, trying to, get ready for the season that's coming up. We open up with the school around the corner, which is going to be a very, very tough game. The guys working hard. We got maybe about 12 seniors returning, maybe about 13 or so juniors, 1 or 2 starters returning. Some of the guys are away at camp right now, so that's why I have these 2. And, that's really all I got to say about Jonesboro football this year. Next, Coach Carson from the University of Lovejoy.
Good morning. Once again, I'm Edgar Carson, head coach at Lovejoy High School. With me this morning, we have number 11, Marquise Taylor, senior, athlete, receiver, DB. Zion Cousins, junior, running back. Number 6, Jaden Thomas, senior receiver. Number 1, junior linebacker, Mike Harris. Number 5, Brandon Blake, linebacker. And number 77, offensive tackle, Tremont Shorts. Well, I think we're the only team in Clayton County that's still 6A football, with others in moving up, which were Drew, Munnis Mill, Mount Zion, and Jonesboro. It's going to be tough this year. We actually lost a few kids to transfer, so that caused us to have to play a lot of other young guys, which I think it'll be good. It's time for them to get their feet wet. I think this will be the first year with us playing anybody else in the county besides Munnis Mill in a few years. And so that game now will be for the region, a region game. So every game in the county is going to count now. So we got a lot of work to do. We've had a pretty good off season. We'll be playing a sophomore quarterback. He's been there all summer. He's doing a pretty good job for us in Jordan Huntington. So we're going to continue to work, and we're looking forward to the season. Thank you. Next up is Jerome Weeks, Morrow High School.
Good morning. I'm Coach Jerome Weeks, Morrow High School. I just want to take the opportunity to thank people from Clayton County for giving me an opportunity to lead these young men at Morrow High School. I have with me today senior Donovan Dewberry, he's a linebacker. We have Mr. Cohere Gerard, number 74, offensive tackle. Number 17, Derek Stigwell Jr., receiver, free safety. We have number 4, Akeem Newton, who is a linebacker, running back. And number 5, Josiah Dixon, who is a quarterback and defensive end. Okay, as you know, Morrow's not been one of the better teams in Clayton County, which is the reason why I guess we're here to get this together. These young men right here have dedicated themselves this summer to make a change at Morrow High School. They've dedicated themselves in the weight room as far as our workouts. They've committed themselves in getting our team back on track. Okay, we're going to be a pretty young team. We have a few seniors here, but most of our team is going to be laden with juniors and sophomores. So we are going to compete, which is our main focus, is competing and getting the Morrow program back on track. I have a lot of experience and exciting coaches. We're all excited about the opportunity that we have here at Morrow to change the program, to get everything back on track and get the community back involved with our program. Like I said, our focus has been to be a more disciplined team as well as a more conditioned team. We must build better athletes before we can build better football players. So that is the process that we're going through at this time. The region that we are in is one that is pretty tough. We've got Riverdale, we've got Griffin. We're actually going our 4th game down to Starr's Mill. We're going to go down there and actually see where we are. Okay, so we're throwing our young guys right in the fire. They're going to be well coached, and we're going to have positive and excellent attitudes. And we look forward to having a wonderful season this year. I want to extend to you guys a good luck on your seasons. And next up, we have Coach Kevin Jones from Mount Zion High School.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, players, you can deflate a little bit. It's love and media day time, okay? You can put your meeting face on later. I promise not to be long. I promise, Kevin May, I won't talk too much this time. I thought he was going to put me at the end, but he didn't, but that's okay. Thank you so much for having media day. I want to also say hello and welcome to the dark side for our new coaches in the county as head coaches. Welcome to the, if you've been a head coach before, previously somewhere, now you're here in the county, and just want to welcome the coaches. I think the dean of coaches now in Clayton County, I think, is the legendary Coach Floyd. And but at this time, I want to just thank all the new coaches in the county. With me this morning, I have 5 young men that this will be my 3rd year coming up this fall, and every year people say, well, when you take over a new program, and for those that have been in Clayton County for a while, kind of knew where Mount Zion, they didn't know where Mount Zion was as far as sports, as far as football is concerned. So the 3rd year is supposed to be a charm when you start seeing things turn around for the program. For me, I thought everything should turn around the 1st year, but it didn't happen. But at this time, these gentlemen up here have been with me. This will be their 3rd year with me, and for some of them, it will be their 2nd year with me. Excuse me, all of them their 3rd year with me at least. To my right, I have Corey Turner, who is a slot back, running back for us. Last year, Corey, because we had an injury at quarterback, first game of the season, we had to change quarterbacks. Well, actually, in the scrimmage game, had to change quarterbacks, and Corey, unbeknownst to him, he had to start off the season as a starting quarterback. And that was tough for him, and he didn't get a spring at playing it this time last year, but we're now having him where he's supposed to be, and he's in the slot area for us, and we're going to get the ball to him in various positions on the field. Great attitude, great work ethic, and I'm expecting a lot out of him. The next kid next to him is Tyree Leonard, who's a 3-year starter for us. Tyree is inside linebacker, as well as playing some offensive line for us. Tyree had a great season last year on the defensive side of the ball. In 10 games, we had 68 sacks. So, yes, we were a defensive team. Offensively, we had problems. Just couldn't score. But defensively, we did a pretty good job, but it wasn't good enough to win. That's why we ended up 2-8. The biggest thing about last year, of the 8 losses we had, we were leading or tied at halftime. So we got to learn how to finish football games. The person next to him, to his right, is DeMaje Carter. DeMaje Carter is also a 3-year starter, came in as a true freshman, cover corner. Due to injuries last year, once again, we had to put him at quarterback. He did not play quarterback in the spring of last year, so we had to throw him to the wolves and try to have some success for us. Well, this year, he's going to be ready to play on both sides of the ball, in the secondary as well as at receiver. Next to him is Roman Victor. Roman Victor is an outside linebacker. He led the team in sacks. He had 12.5 sacks last year for us at Mount Zion High School. Everything for us is pressure, And when I first got to Mount Zion High School, he wasn't that tall, wasn't that thick. He's done a great job in the weight room. He also has above a 3.5 GPA. So I'm very excited about what he's going to be able to help us do this fall. Next to him is a kid that is, when I first came to Mount Zion, we had a come to Jesus moment at the Cam Newton tournament, because he just, you know, we didn't see eye to eye, but eventually this kid has bought into everything that we ask him to do, and he's one of the great leaders of our program. Lennox Copeland is a 3-year starter at safety as well as receiver for us. We expect big things out of him, making plays for us. He's done a great job in the classroom. All these young men have, all of them being recruited on various levels of football, and I thank them for putting in their work, because that's what it's all about, the grind. Everything else will take care of itself, the wins and losses, but you got to put the grind in. So many times kids think it's just going to happen. They can go spend the summer with grandmama and granddaddy and all their relatives and come back the end of July and be ready to play football. Well, it doesn't work that way. So these guys have made a commitment to trying to be successful this fall, and I think that they've achieved great strides already because of, not just because of 707, all that stuff is just key ingredients, but just the attitude of the program, the will to win, and the little things to be successful. I'm proud of these guys. I'm expecting us to, I'm expecting us to win. I'm not up here to tell you we're competing. We've competed for 2 years. We're going to finish games. The great part about it is we get to play each other in the county, and that's the way it should be. The bragging rights of the county and things of that nature. So many times, we don't get a chance to play each other, and then you always wonder, can we beat each other on Friday night? So now we get a chance to do that in our region. A lot of people grumbled about us all moving up to 6A, but the great thing about it is it's going to bring out the best in Clayton County football. For those schools that are not in 6A, you're still going to have great seasons because we're going to compete against each other. And for anybody that knows me knows that I'm pro Clayton County. I get a chip on my shoulder when we play schools from out of the county, because for some reason everybody wants to brag about our great athletes, but they don't want to say anything about the coaching. Well, guess what? We do have great coaches. We do have great administrators. So I'm glad to be here. I'm expecting us all to compete. Okay, we're going to go at each other at least one time on a Friday night. We won't be buddies and friends. But after that, I expect us to make Clayton County proud, make us proud, make our families proud. Every time I hear a story about Cam Newton and Morgan Burnett and all the other great players, nobody mentions that the highest paid offensive lineman in the league, NFL, is Courtney Glenn from Riverdale High School. He wasn't in the top 100, and I called Courtney and I said, Courtney, that means that you're going to have to take, when you block your man this year, you're going to have to take an all-pro and take him to the sidelines through the Gatorade coolers. And that's where you're going to get on ESPN, and you'll get the respect you deserve. And I meant that, because at this point, it's all about respect for every player in here. You're only as great as what you do as a team at the end of the day. So you all have to buy in and work. And in the way society is now with so much going on, you have to be greater role models. Please do that, guys. Please do what your coaches ask you to do, because I charge these guys to do everything I ask them to do and then some. That's a favorite saying we have, and then some. Just on the field is not going to be enough. Be a great role model. I promised Coach Kevin May I wouldn't be long, so I'm going to pass this baton to one of the new head coaches in the county, and I'm excited because we all never played each other, at least not in the last 2 or 3 years. So we get a chance to dance on the field a little bit. They're going to hit us in the mouth, and we're going to hit them in the mouth, and we're going to have fun. At the end of the day, we're going to shake hands, and we're going to be great competitors and great friends. So at this time, I'm going to introduce Duane David, head coach of Mundy's Mill High School.
Good morning. I'd like to say thank you to Drew High School for having us here today, as well as Captain May for putting something like this together where all high schools come together to expose their program as well as their top athletes. Again, my name is Duane Davis. I'm new head coach at Mundy Mill High School. I've been at Mondays Mill for 5 years. I came up here with Coach Maynard in 2012 as his defensive coordinator, so I'm not new to the school or new to the program. And his departure was an easy, seamless transition from one coach to a new coach because the kids already understood me. They know where I come from. They know what I expect of them. So it wasn't a very difficult task of making that transition. I have 5 young men with me today, talk briefly about each of those, and then get to the outlook of our program. To my right, I have number 2, Kimani Donaldson. He'd be a dual athlete for us on the field. He plays corner as well as wide receiver. Beside him, we have number 8, Keziah Hall, our quarterback. To the right of him, we have number 12, Armani Donaldson. He is like a triple threat athlete for us. He has the ability to play wide receiver, running back, quarterback, can play defensive back. I mean, he can play anywhere on the field that we need him to as far as a skill set position. To the right of him, we have number 21, Hardrick Willis. He, again, is a very talented young man on the front line of our defense. We have the ability to move him anywhere from a 5'9", 3 or 1. He demands a double team, very strong and very explosive. And to the right of him, our last young man, number 59, John Kelly. Extremely strong young man, upper and lower body, benches and squats well over 400 pounds. And he will be a force for us on the offensive line and play a little bit for us on defense this year as well. Like I said earlier, it was a seamless transition. When I first was given the job, one of the first things I said to the young men, just like Coach said from Mount Zion, we're gonna learn to finish. I think the biggest problem we've had in the past few years at Mondays Mill is our players defeating themselves, putting themselves in position to win games or have a chance to come back and win a game and shooting themselves in the foot. My priority and focus this year is red zone finishing, whether it be going in or coming out. We commit way too many turnovers inside the red zone, offensively and a few times on defense, whether it be dropping the ball or getting senseless penalties on the offense from all sides or blocking in the back or anything of that nature that could jeopardize us putting points on the board. And having the character to realize the moment. I think oftentimes our players don't realize the moment that they're living in and realizing that those moments will be memories when it's all said and done. I say that to point out one game in particular, probably one of the most exciting games I've been a part of in my 25 years of coaching was our first game of the year last year against Lovejoy. One of the most exciting football games I coached in the 4 years I've been up here. But it came down to the last 20-something seconds of that game. And neither team quit. And we thought we were going to have a great season. But as the season started to unfold, it was like a roller coaster. We hit the top and we went down. We took that loss in stride, but then we went into our next big opponent against Northgate, and we didn't handle that game effectively. A very talented team, made it to the Final Four last year. We fell apart, and that was a downfall of our football program last year. Our kids, in my opinion, quit playing the game, and that's not going to be accepted this year. I believe in discipline. I believe in character. And what I've always challenged our players with since I've gotten the head position is, what's your why? Why do you do what you do, when you do what you do? What is your why? And I say that to them constantly, and being a man of character. So this year we look forward to being engaged in battle, like many of the coaches have said before, with this pretty much all-county region. It's a unique situation. We already know going into week 10 whether you're in or you're out, whereas in the past we've had to juggle and find out who you're playing on the other side. So this thing is going to shape out real interesting. All 10 games count now. You know, it's not like we can get to that week 10 and we got a chance to get in. It all matters. Every game matters from beginning to end. So how we handle our season is going to be greatly depending on our senior leadership of these 5 young men sitting here beside me and those who are back at home. But we look forward to the battle and opportunity in the contest. Thank you. Next, we'll have Cap Burnett from North Clayton.
Good morning. I brought with me Jaquan Earls, running back, DB, Yaya Diaby, DN, tight end, Anthony King, receiver, linebacker, James Monroe, running back, linebacker, and Raeshawn Key, DB, wide receiver, running back. And again, my name is Coach Cap Burnett. It's an honor and a blessing to be standing up here because I myself attended North Clayton High School, so it's an honor just to come back and to be blessed to get position. And I want to thank my principal that's here today, Mr. Farmer, for giving me the opportunity to be in this position. This year it's a new program here at North Clayton with me coming in. And like I told the boys when I came in, you know, whatever happened in the program before doesn't matter to me. The things are gonna have to change because it's a new program. What worked in the last program, you know, just won't work in this program. And the boys, they took heed to it, been working hard all summer, been getting good numbers. That was the biggest barrier I was thinking about going into the job, but the boys committed and they're there every day. I brought these 5, they all seniors. Me personally, I wish I could have brought my whole senior class because I preach to them it's about a team, it's not about an individual. So that's why I'm not really reading off any stats or anything like that, because without each other, you know, none of those stats are possible. And we're looking for a big year this year. I measure success not from the wins and losses that we had, but I just think it's a blessing, and we are gonna give God the glory every Friday that we're able to step out there and just play football, because there's a lot of people that love the game but just not able to play it. And from there, you know, we just want to bring back, get the community back involved over there at North Clayton. Like I said, I grew up over there. You know, I'm proud to be from there. And I just want to see the community back supporting the school and supporting the boys that work hard there. And I see a lot of faces that, you know, I respect and I know, and it's a blessing again, like I say, just to be a part of this group of head coaches in Clayton County. I know we're playing Monday's Mill in the scrimmage, and we have Riverdale for our first game, and I know those 2 games will prepare us for our region play, because those 2 great programs. And like I said, we're looking forward for a big year, working hard, just giving back to the community, and just playing football, man. Like I said, it's a blessing to be standing up here, and you know, with that NC on my chest, just to come back and give back to my community. And just for all the coaches that's here, they just continue to pour back into our boys, man. Not only be great football players, but be great men in society, man, and then just represent our county and do great things. Thank you. And now we got Coach Tyree Leonard from Riverdale High School.
Good morning. This year, my 4th year at Riverdale, and my favorite number is 27. We've got 27 seniors this year. And you know, being around high school football, you know that you win and lose with your senior class. The greatness of that for us is that these guys that are with us today, most of these kids have been with me since the 8th grade, coming over for spring football. And you know, we got a saying at Riverdale, we're about being foxhole guys. And the foxhole guys, when you get in the foxhole, it's you and another man. And you got to trust that man to watch your back. And I really feel like this core group of seniors we have this year, they're all foxhole guys. Each of these young men that are here today have been starting for us since they were sophomores. First, we have Dion Andrews, DB. Dion has probably been around the program longer than anybody. His older brother, Troy, is probably one of the best linebackers, Troy Weiss, all-state linebackers to play at Riverdale High School. He's been on the sidelines watching Riverdale football games since he was 10 years old. Next, Josh Moore, outside linebacker, 3-year starter. Very fast, very explosive. Next, Brian Williams, offensive lineman, also a 3-year starter. Next, quarterback, Joseph Cambridge. Joseph probably represented 80% of our offense last year. We're going to put even more on him this year. But it's been doing a great job leading the team, working hard in the weight room. And last, Greg White, wide receiver, 3-year starter. So we're very excited about the year. Last year, we felt like we gave a couple of games away. We felt like, you know, if we had been a little bit more disciplined and not beat ourselves, we would have been in the playoffs. So we want to build on last year. Last year we went 5-5. We feel like we have a very good chance to be competitive in our region and make a run. Like I said, we're very excited, looking forward to the year. Just want to take it 1 game at a time. So with that, guys, have a great year. Everybody stay healthy. Thank you.